Hello, Nikki from Motor For You. Today we have a BMW 5 Series. This is a 530e M Sport finished in bluestone metallic. This car comes with one owner from new and also has a full BMW service history. If we take a closer look to the car, you can see just coming across the front bumper of the car we have front park distance. If we then come round to the side, you can see that on this car we get a 19-inch alloy wheels. If we then start to make our way round the rest of the car, as we come round to the back of the car, we can see just coming across its rear bumper here, we have rear park distance. And if we then pop open the tailgate, once inside the car, you can see that we get electric windows all round with your window lock button just below. We also have electric mirrors. To the right hand side of the steering wheel is where the headlights are located. On this car, we do get the option of automatic headlights. We then get a multifunctional steering wheel. On the left hand side is your cruise control, where we have the option of a limiter. Then on the right hand side we have your volume. The scroll is changing of stations or tracks, your mode button, telephone and voice control. We do also get automatic wipers on this car. If we look to the centre console, we have an armrest which we can pop open, and we have a big storage cubby in here with a cigarette lighter just there. We then have the dial here which correlates to the main screen. We also have your different driving modes just next to the gear stick. We then get two cup holders where I currently have the key, as this car has got keyless start, and then we also get a 12-volt socket and a USB point, as well as a little storage mat just behind there. We then on this car get dual climate control, as we can see by the two different numbers there, with the option of AC, which is just in the bottom corner there. We do also have heated seats for the front passenger and for the driver, and as you can see, these do get three different heat options. If we then look to the main screen, you can see that on this car we get a reversing camera. It comes with guidelines. As you rotate the steering wheel, the guidelines move as well, giving you a rough idea as to where the car will then go. And then just there is a visual representation of the front and rear park distance. This is then what the home page for the car looks like. We have the media and radio. So here we have DAB, FM, music collection, CD/DVD, Bluetooth audio and USB as the sources. We then have the communication app, which becomes functional when you have a phone connected. You're then able to make and receive calls through the car, and you're then able to access your contacts as well. We then have the navigation app. So this is where you would input your destination just at the top, and then this is what the map for the car looks like. We then have the connected drive, where you get your BMW assistance and BMW messages. And then lastly is the My Vehicle part of the screen. So at the top is your vehicle settings. We have the configure eDrive, so we have configure max eDrive, which we can see on the screen just there. And then we also have the configure battery control. We then have the lights. On this car we do get ambient lighting. As I scroll through here, we can see we get quite a wide variety of different colorways that we can choose from. And then you can also adjust the brightness through here and choose if it's dimmed for night driving. We then have the exterior lighting of your one-touch turn signal, and then your welcome and home lights. We then have the doors and keys. So here you can decide whether the button unlocks all of the doors or just the driver's side door. And then we also have the relock automatically, relock after pulling away, unlock at the end of a journey, switch off after the door opens, and flash for lock/unlock. We then have the intelligent safety. So this is your collision warning, and you can choose for this to be early, medium or late. We can also set speed warnings, and you can choose as to which speed this warning will flash up at. We also have an attentiveness assistant, so if the driver is showing signs of being tired, the car will then recommend places to have a break, and you can choose whether it's standard or sensitive. We also have an acoustic pedestrian warning, which we can choose to activate or deactivate. We then have your parking settings with your automatic PDC activation, which is your front and rear park distance. We also have active PDC emergency interventions. This means that the car will then brake at the back if it feels like it needs to when you're parking. And then we also have the park assist, where it will alert you if the car has detected a space. We then have the driving experience control, which is your different driving modes. As you can see, we have Eco, Pro and Sport, as the car does come in comfort, so we can change it through the screen just here, or as I said, we can change it through the buttons just next to the gear stick there. We then have your climate comfort, so we have the automatic air recirculation, as well as your temperature adjustment for the upper body. And then we also have the seat heating, so we can adjust this for the driver and for the front passenger. And then if you have this turned on, it then means that the seat heating will then come on when the outside temperature is below a certain degree. And you can then also choose between which of the three levels it comes on at. And then just lastly for this page, we have the vehicle tracking. So when you've got this turned on, it then means that you can then locate the car through the BMW app. We then have the iDrive settings, which is your box standard settings. We can then plan charging/climate control, as this car is a hybrid car. So we can plan for the charging, as you can see just there, and then as we scroll down we then have the preconditioning. We then have different driver profiles, which is quite useful if you have more than one person driving the car, as it will save things such as the radio stations, even down to the volume that you have the car set at. We also have the vehicle status, where it will tell you the tyre pressure monitor, engine oil level, check control, and then also any service requirements. We then have your technology in action, where we have your sports displays, which we can see on the screen just there, and then we also have the eDrive just here as well. So we can see the different options that we've got just there. And then we have the driving information. So this is your onboard and your trip computer, which we can see just there. We then have a look at the seats of the car. Here we have the driver's side seat, which is a fully leather seat and is also a partially electric seat. As to move the seat backwards and forwards, so you do that manually, but you can adjust the back of the seat with the buttons just here, and also the height of the seat. If we then come round to the back, we get 3 seats in the back of this car. They have Isofix running across the bottom. We can bring down the middle of the centre seat, and we have in the front part here are 2 cup holders, and we do also get a 12-volt socket just down there as well. If you have any questions or queries on this car, please feel free to contact us at Motor4You. Alternatively, you can give us a call on 01580 879 666.